Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another AutoAudiography. By this time I've lost track at what number I'm at. 18 maybe? Maybe the 18th one? I don't know. I do these videos in batches. So like this is the second one I'm filming today, but you're gonna see it, a couple weeks after I filmed it. So if you notice, my outfit is the same from last week. It's because it is. I literally put 2 minutes in between the videos that I've done. Anyway, this week, you're going to listen to me talk about Strange Days by The Doors. Okay, Strange Days by The Doors. This could actually be a video about every single Doors album that I own, which is all of them, even the ones without Jim Morrison after he passed away. Actually, not those so much. Not those so much. More just self-titled, Strange Days, Waiting for the Sun, Soft Parade, LA Woman, and the double disc in concert live album that they put out. The Doors are probably one of my favorite bands of all time. They're just completely different. Well, I don't want to say they were completely different from anything coming out at the time they came out, but they were completely different than anything I was listening to at the time I found them. How about that? That'll work. When I found the Doors, I mean, you hear the Doors all through your life. Like, I probably heard the Doors when I was 6, and didn't realize what I was listening to. But when I finally paid attention, I was 17. At the time, I was dating a girl who wishes she was a hippie. She had... Did she have a Bug? I don't think she had a Volkswagen Bug. I think she had a Volkswagen something. It was a hatchback. I kind of forget now. But she was totally into maybe not being a hippie, but being in the hippie time period. She wishes she lived the 60s. That was basically it. Especially in her music choices. She was a huge Beatles fan, still is. I'm actually still pretty good friends with her. My wife and we have a group of friends who come over and we watch movies. She's part of that group. So we still talk to her all the time. We're good friends. But at the time we were dating, she was a senior and I was a junior in high school. And like I said, her music choices were strictly out of the 60s. Beatles were her favorite band. Rolling Stones were up there too. At the time, I didn't appreciate the Beatles the way I do now. I still don't appreciate the Rolling Stones. Just not a fan. But one band she got me into was the Doors. I don't know why it took so long to get me into the Doors. She also got me into Led Zeppelin. Big fan of Led Zeppelin 2. Or as well, not the album Led Zeppelin 2. Led Zeppelin as well. But the Doors just stuck for me. I don't know why the Doors in particular. I think I liked the idea of Jim Morrison being a frontman who didn't really want the attention, I guess. I kind of equated Jim Morrison to Kurt Cobain, and at the time, throughout my entire life, been a huge Nirvana fan. At 17, I was still into alternative punk, and she just wasn't. I also didn't have a car at the time, so everywhere we went, we rode in her car. And rules are, in anybody's car, whoever the driver is gets to pick the radio station. So we would always listen to 60s music, 70s music, the pre-disco era stuff. And every once in a while, we'd come across a Doors album, or a Doors song, sorry. And I just loved it. I loved everything about the Doors. Got really into the Doors, started reading as much as I could, bought every single CD I could find, which was all of them, and just absorbing them completely. Now, the thing about Strange Days is it's my favorite album of theirs. There's just nothing wrong with this album. It is fantastic from the first note to the last. So here's the front cover, back cover, and the track listing goes: Strange Days, You're a Lost Little Girl, Love Me 2 Times, Unhappy Girl, Horse Latitudes, Moonlight Drive, People Are Strange, My Eyes Have Seen You, I Can't See Your Face in My Mind, and When the Music's Over. Now, what this album reminds me of, aside from my past failed relationship, is a trip I went on with my family. So, as I said, 17. Summer of that year, we went on a trip to Arizona to visit my grandparents. They live in Michigan, but they went on an RV trip. They were part of an RV club or something like that, and they drove down to Arizona. The time they were there, my mom, my sister, and I took a flight down to Arizona and went to visit them. It was fun-ish. We were in the middle of nowhere doing absolutely nothing. We went on a few canyon rides and stuff like that. Saw some coyotes out in the wild, which was cool, but it wasn't my thing at the time. But the one thing I do remember from that trip, which was fantastic, phenomenal, epic, life-changing kind of thing, was in Arizona, you can see every single star in the sky, at least where we were. It felt like that. And at the time, super into the Doors. I brought one of those little binders full of CDs and my Discman. Throughout my life, I don't go anywhere without music. So in the days of CDs, it was a little bit more difficult than when MP3s came out. So I would carry my booklet of CDs with me, brought them with me, and at night, everybody would stay at the camper and wind down, whatever. And I would go throughout the campground and walk at night in the middle of the dark, listening to the Doors. Strange Days and Waiting for the Sun were probably the ones I listened to the most. I think we were there for a week, and I remember just telling everybody I was going for a walk, push and play on my Discman and going, and I'd walk until the CD was done. And it was just amazing, just beautiful, for real. There were so many stars in the sky, you could see the silhouettes of the mountains in the background because there were no stars. They were blocking the stars. It was just awesome. I feel like I should have been on acid when I was doing this, but I wasn't. Just loved every second of it. And a new memory just popped in my mind from that trip. I was so obsessed with the Doors and Jim Morrison that my grandparents took us over the border into Mexico. And we went to the market there, and we were walking, and I saw a leather cowboy hat that I swear Jim Morrison wore one just like it in a few pictures that I saw of him, and I wanted to get it. I only had, like, I had some money, so I was gonna buy it, but my grandfather stopped me from just paying the outright price for it, and he haggled for it for me. I want to say the price was like $40 for the head or something like that, but my grandfather loved haggling when we were in Mexico, and he haggled with this shop owner. I think he haggled it down to $15 or something like that, and he told the guy that all I had was $15, and he agreed to it. And when I went to go pay, I remember telling my grandpa, I was like, I only have $20. He was like, give it to him. So I gave him a 20, and the guy gave me $5 in change when my grandfather told him I only had $15. That was hilarious. That's really damn funny to me right now. God. Anyway. I don't know where to go from there. That was quite possibly the greatest memory that could have just popped in my head at any time. Anyway, The Doors, fantastic band, fantastic music. I still love them. I don't listen to them quite as often anymore, but still really great stuff. I'm not going to say if you haven't listened to The Doors, you need to go to listen to The Doors, but because everybody's listened to The Doors, you know, light my fire at least. But go listen to more of The Doors. I mean, who doesn't want that, right? So that's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later. Bye.